Hello gaming minions, I'm continuing my dive into Nintendo 64 classics, and today we're covering a matchup that might surprise you. Everyone knows Mario Kart 64, it's legendary. But how many of you remember Snowboard Kids? This 1997 Atlas gem is going in a head-to-head with Nintendo's racing juggernaut, and honestly, it deserves way more recognition. So let's break down these two racers across a few categories and see which one truly deserves the crown. Welcome to Mario Kart 64 vs Snowboard Kids for the Nintendo 64. Story. Let's be honest, Mario Kart 64 barely has a story. You pick a character, you race, you win cups. There's no narrative thread, no character development, just pure arcade racing action. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Sometimes simplicity works best. Snowboard Kids actually tried to build a world. Each character had distinct personalities. Slash is the cool rebel, Nancy is determined competitor, Jam brings the punk attitude, Linda being the ego-driven competitor, and Tommy, or Burger Boy as I always like to call him, is your classic underdog. The kids are arguing about their snowboarding skills. The debate escalates to the point where they decide to hold a racing tournament, or basically a snowboarding tournament, to determine who is the best. Not exactly Shakespearean level of storytelling, but it has a reason why the kids are racing against each other. And all pretty much all 10 years old, except Linda, she is 1 year older. But here is my unfiltered take. Neither game needed deep storytelling. Mario Kart's approach was simple. It focused entirely on gameplay without pretending to be something it wasn't. However, Snowboard Kids, unless you read the manual and find out there is a reason why they're all racing, still provides a little something for you. Point goes to Snowboard Kids. Graphics. Both games launched in around 1 year of each other. Mario Kart in 1996 and Snowboard Kids in 1997. So we're comparing apples to apples here. Mario Kart 64 had that classic Nintendo polish. Bright, colourful, instantly recognisable. The character models were simple but effective as 2D sprites. And those track designs? Iconic. Rainbow Road, Wario Stadium, Yoshi Valley, and my most favourite track, Toad's Turnpike. As chaotic as that track was, it was great fun. These courses are burned into my gaming memory. Snowboard Kids took a different approach with more realistic character proportions and detailed snow physics. The mountain environments felt more immersive, with dynamic weather effects like what you see in Silver Mountain and Sunset Rock, and an impressive draw distance for the Nintendo 64. Honestly, from a technical standpoint, Snowboard Kids was more ambitious, being that you not only raced in snow, but sand and grass as well. I love the aesthetics of Snowboard Kids so much. But here's where Nintendo's experience showed. Mario Kart's art style was timeless, sure. It still looks good today because it wasn't trying to be photorealistic. Snowboard Kids, while very impressive for its time, it still feels that way now considering its aesthetics and age of the game too. This one's close, but they both edge out with art direction that aged so well. But for me personally, it's Snowboard Kids with the more appealing graphics. Point goes to Snowboard Kids. Gameplay. This is where things get interesting. Mario Kart 64 perfected the kart racing formula. Tight controls, perfectly balanced items, and that rubber banding AI that kept races exciting and frustrating. The power sliding mechanics were intuitive and every item felt purposeful. We remember the blue shell very well. The weapons in this game provided hours of endless laughs and excitement, not to mention anger. I can only imagine how many Nintendo 64 controllers were broken because of them. Who could forget the lightning, blue shell, triple red and green shells, and 10,000 bananas? Snowboard Kids brought something completely different. Instead of traditional racing, you're snowboarding down mountains with trick systems, multiple paths, and a unique item system where you could actually pick up items from dog shops located throughout each race course and can only be granted you if you have 100 coins minimum. You can earn more coins successfully, pulling off tricks and landing properly. Each character has their own special trick move as well with various animations. The weapons will include the parachute, bombs, slap hand, ice attack, the snowman, among others, for the weapons. And for the items you have the invisibility, pans, the rack coin stealer, the electric fan for boost, a rock to trip up your opponents. The physics felt more fun, momentum mattered, and mastering the slopes required genuine skill. Snowboard Kids had more innovative gameplay. The trick system added depth and the multiple route choices created strategy, but Mario Kart had better balance and accessibility. So, for pure fun factor, they both have it where it counts. Point goes to each. Multiplayer. For those of you that missed it back in the 90s, if you were born sometime after, 4-player split screen was the gold standard in the 90s, and both games delivered. Mario Kart 64's battle mode was legendary. Block Fort, Skyscraper, Big Donut. These arenas created countless friendships and destroyed just as many, I imagine. The racing was perfectly balanced for competitive play. Mario Kart 64, you can race up to 4 players and also battle. Not to mention that you can also become a bomb on the battle mode after you lose all of your balloons. Snowboard Kids offered racing, but never reached Mario Kart's competitive intensity. And outside of the actual racing, that's all there is to it, just racing. Let's be real, Mario Kart 64 defines multiplayer racing on the Nintendo 64. It's still played competitively today. Mario Kart 64 dominates this category. Point goes to Mario Kart.
Let's go!
Music. Mario Kart 64 soundtrack was composed by Kenta Nagata in his Nintendo debut, by the way. The music was designed to be memorable and hummable, capturing diverse moods for each track. Rainbow Road stands as the crown jewel, an iconic melody that perfectly complements the final race atmosphere. Koopa Troopa Beach brings hot summer vibes that instantly transport you to the track. The soundtrack balances racing intensity with playful melodies, featuring tracks like Calamari Desert's upbeat, beat-bopping style and the victorious feel of a victory lap. However, some tracks like DK's Jungle Park received criticism from me for its limited variation. One of my favourite soundtracks is definitely from Toad's Turnpike and that ending staff credit soundtrack. Snowboard Kids counters with compositions by Isao Kasai and Tomohiko Sato. The soundtrack has blending electronic beats with playful synth melodies. Each course gets its own distinctive mood, from the whimsical Big Snowman to the intense Night Highway. The music uses characteristic N64 sound trip instrumentation with strong focus on melody and rhythm matching the fast-paced snowboarding gameplay. Tracks like Silver Mountain and Quicksand Valley showcase catchy hooks and repetitive motifs that stick in your memory. Rainbow Road alone is more famous than most entire game soundtracks on Mario Kart 64. Its melody is instantly recognisable and have stood the test of time. Snowboard Kids takes the edge on variety and complexity, offering more diverse musical styles across its smaller track count. While Mario Kart focuses on memorable simplicity, Snowboard Kids provides deeper musical exploration with its electronic-focused approach. The winner depends on what you value more. Mario Kart 64 for timeless, iconic melodies that defined a generation, or Snowboard Kids for musical diversity and electronic innovation. Both represent the peak of N64 racing game music. What's your pick? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming showdowns. Point? I'm going to give a point to Snowboard Kids, seeing as how in Snowboard Kids, 8 out of the 9 levels feature their own distinct soundtrack, with only 2 sharing the same, Rookie Mountain and Ninja Land. Whereas Mario Kart 64 has multiple stages that use the same soundtrack, such as Luigi Raceway, Mario Raceway, Royal Raceway, Wario Stadium, Frappe Snowland, and Sherbet Land. Characters. Mario Kart 64 gave us 8 iconic racers. Mario and Luigi sit in the middle ground, balancing speed and handling that made them perfect for beginners. Princess Peach, Yoshi and Toad were the lightweight speedsters, offering incredible acceleration and top speed on straightaways, but they spin out if you look at them the wrong way. Bowser and Donkey Kong were the heavyweight powerhouses, slow acceleration but unstoppable once they got going. Plus they could bulldoze through other racers like they weren't even there. Wario became the fan favourite heavy hitter with his signature grunt and aggressive racing style. The character selection was simple but perfectly balanced for competitive play. Snowboard Kids countered with a completely different approach. 5 unique kids and 1 unlockable, each with their own personality and backstory. Slash was your typical cool protagonist with balanced stats across the board.
That's a good one. Boy, that sure gets me.
Nancy brought less speed energy, but better handling on tight turns and tricks. Jam offered the balance similar to Slash's stats, but only more better. Linda offered a little more speed, but less stats on cornering and tricks. So basically a reverse Nancy. And Tommy rounded out the base roster as the speedy character, fast but lacking the cornering and trick stats. More useful to players who are experienced or want a challenge. What made Snowboard Kids special was how each character felt genuinely different to play, not just stat variations. Their animations, victory poses, and even their snowboard design reflected their personalities. The winner again depends on what you value more in character design. Mario Kart 64 delivers iconic, instantly recognisable characters with perfectly balanced gameplay mechanics that defined Mario Kart racing forever. Snowboard Kids offered original, personality-driven characters with deeper individual identity and unique playstyles. For pure gaming legacy, Mario 64 takes it, but for character creativity and originality, Snowboard Kids deserves some serious respect. Which roster do you prefer? Drop your favourite character from either game in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe for more retro gaming showdowns. Point goes to each.
Yeah!
Lasting impact and legacy. Here's where the comparison gets brutal. Mario Kart 64 spawned a franchise that's still going strong. It influenced countless racing games and remains beloved by millions, and the game appears on every Nintendo retro collection, not to mention pretty much every Nintendo system from the SNES upwards, latest entry being Mario Kart World. Snowboard Kids got a sequel in Snowboard Kids 2, a PlayStation 1 version of the game, then another release on the Nintendo DS, and then disappeared. Despite being genuinely innovative and fun, it couldn't even compete with Nintendo's marketing power and established fanbase. It became a cult classic that most people have never even heard of. That probably includes many of you watching this video right now.
It's funny because it's true.
This isn't about quality, it's about cultural impact. Mario Kart 64 wins by a landslide. Point goes to Mario Kart. Unlockables. Mario Kart 64 offers very little in the unlockable department, as most of the content is available from the start. Once you complete the game getting all gold and all cups, you unlock the extra mode with mirror courses, along with a different title screen after completion. With Snowboard Kids, however, you get one unlockable character, Shinobin, with the most broken stats in the entire game after completing all tracks, which is a worthwhile reward for putting up with certain levels and how ridiculous they are. You can unlock 3 extra stages, which are stages 7, 8 and 9, if you manage to get all gold cups on the first 6 stages, of course. You have an in-game shop system for customization for your boards through gold currency. You can unlock 3 special boards for completing the game in various ways. To unlock the Leaf board, probably my most favourite board in the game, you must beat the skill game, achieving a certain amount of points. Snowboard Kids absolutely destroys Mario Kart in the unlockable department. You can unlock a new character like Shinobin the Ninja. There are multiple boards to unlock with different stats. The game features 3 unlockable courses. The progression system actually rewards you with meaningful content that changes how you play, as these are not easy to unlock. Point definitely goes to Snowboard Kids.
Mamma mia!
The winner, Snowboard Kids! Here's my genuine, unfiltered opinion. I just prefer Snowboard Kids and what that game offered. I found the game interesting with its gameplay. I loved the musical score, the trick systems, level design are all top notch. The fact you can unlock stuff made your hard work pay off. Characters have their own stats along with their boards. You can customize boards via upgrades and paintwork. The multiplayer is great fun. What on earth is not to like? It is obvious that some would say that Mario Kart 64 is the better game overall. Some would say it's more polished, more balanced, and more fun for most players. But Snowboard Kids was the more innovative, ambitious title that tried things Mario Kart never dared. No shade on Mario Kart by any means. I, just like some of you out there, grew up with both games when I was a kid and then an adult. But I'm not going to simply just say, oh, I prefer Mario Kart over Snowboard Kids, if that's not how I genuinely feel. That will be dishonest and I'll be lying. So I'm not going to do that. And I won't. So if you've never played Snowboard Kids, track down a copy. It's a fascinating glimpse of what racing games could have been. But if you can only play one, Mario Kart 64 is still the king in your eyes, then that's okay. But it isn't in mine. And that's okay too. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into gaming forgotten gems. May retro gaming live on.